Good afternoon, guys. This is Diego Huerta here in Houston, Texas. I hope everybody's having a great week, beginning of the week. This market is hot, so there's a lot of activity going on here in Houston for sure. Multiple offers all over the place. But anywho, this video is about what to do after you get your real estate license. Not broker's license, but real estate license for you newbies coming aboard and getting on the field or the ring, right? Biggest thing, after getting your license, well, you won't get your license until you get sponsored, is to go look for a sponsor, go look for a broker, a brokerage that fits your needs. I would recommend interviewing at least 5 or 4 or 5, somewhere around there minimum. That way you get a feel of what everybody provides, not getting sold on the first one. I chose my first brokerage because of the personality of the broker. It was a lot like mine, and we actually had the same birthday, so it kind of just made sense. Question number 1 for the broker would be, because you interview the broker, the interview is not vice versa. But in some brokerages it is. But mostly it's you interviewing the broker or the person assigned to you to talk to for the interview. One question I would have, the first one would be the split. How much of your commission you would give per transaction. If it's 10, 20, flat fee, 50%. It depends on what they are going to offer you. Some of them won't give you business cards. Some of them will. Some of them will give you Supra. Some of them won't. Some will give you signs, training. Some of them won't give you any training. Some of them will give you leads. Maybe you get a certain split for receiving a lead. For example, you might get 50% on a lead they provide versus you getting your own lead, which will be maybe 20%. Taking consideration that sometimes you will be paying a little bit more because you are new. There's going to be a lot more hands-on. There's going to be a lot more coaching. There's going to be a lot more involved from the person that is over you. So, you have to pay your dues, and then after a while, you get some experience, you get some knowledge, and then you are going to be by yourself mostly. But remember that we all start new. We all start with 0. So keep moving forward. The next thing is, remember you have to pay taxes. This is not a W-2. This is not a employee position. So they are not going to withhold taxes from your checks. You're going to get the whole thing. So make sure you have at least 30% for Uncle Sam, or you get in trouble. Ask if there's a cap. For example, if you hit the percentage they deduct from your commission, let's say it's 20%. So they add it up, and maybe your cap is at 15,000. So all those 20% are added up, and if it exceeds 15%, then you're at 100% commission. They don't take any more splits. Some brokerages do this, some of them don't. So you might want to ask that as well. And then it's usually they renew that cap. You start 0 every year. That might be something you want to ask. And another thing is if they do HUD homes. Some brokerages do not do HUD homes, and if you are going to be working with investors, that might not be an option for you. The monthly fee, some of them don't charge a monthly fee. Some of them will. They range from 50 to 250 from what I've seen, even 500 if you get an office and stuff. It all depends. And training. Ask what the training is. Is it online? Is it one-on-one? Is it a classroom? There's different type of training. Sometimes it's not free. Sometimes you do have to pay for it. That's another question for you. Leads. Are they going to provide leads? I wouldn't hold the broker accountable on this because there's a lot of overpromise. But ask, and you might get leads. But like I said, most of the time they will raise that split. So be prepared to hand over a little bit more money. And For you personally, you have to decide if you want to go solo or if you want to join a team. That, you know, every team is different, so the structure is different. There's different, I really don't know how a team works as far as commissions and stuff and splits, because I've never been in a team. I've always been solo by myself throughout my career. One more other thing that I think is vital is getting connected with loan officers, title people, title reps, inspectors, surveyors, appraisals, lawyers. You need to start getting contacts for your, pretty much your connections for your clients, and then for yourself. Start going out to lunch, start meeting people, start adding them on Facebook, Instagram, or your social media. That way you know how they work, and find somebody that works like you, that you like the way they work. Some of them don't like texting, some of them like calling. I prefer talking over the phone versus texting. That's my personal choice. Not that I don't text, but I prefer people calling me than texting me. But that's another thing. You have to get into the environment of real estate. Start looking for classes, going to the office, start making friends, start making relationships with people in the industry, which will surround yourself around people that are already doing it, and you start feeding off of them, you start shadowing them, you start doing open houses for them, you start getting into the field.